Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, John Denton from Chet and John's here, just going to talk you through the Pro Evo 2014 demo that came out on PSN a week early. For some reason, apparently it's down now, but I managed to grab it. So yeah, a couple of matches here, some highlights from them. First up, I'm playing as Bayern against Santos. As you can see, the visuals, they're pretty decent, the crowd is awesome, but I have problems with the game, and I'll talk you through them now. Basically, it kind of feels like you're playing a game of FIFA online with lag at the moment. One of the best things about Pro Evolution Soccer, and always has been, even during the dark days, is that it's so responsive, right? So you've always been able to take on and beat a man. You've always been able to turn quickly when you got players on the ball, even when it was really bad during most of this generation. Here though, in PES 2014 so far, almost everything that I'm doing, it's reacting to almost half a second after, so that's why it's like playing with button lag, right? So as you can see in that clip there, I was really struggling just to get a basic passing.
Now Tony Cruz.
And from here, same thing's going. I just want to get the ball moving, turn quickly, ended up with a really weak shot from Schweinsteiger just because I couldn't get the ball under my control quickly enough. Now, this is a demo, and there is always a grace period with a new football game, a new Pro Evo, where you have to learn the intricacies, you have to learn the new ways that the animation handles, the new way that the players handle. But having played a lot of PES 2013, and I know they've moved to a new engine this time, this is now on the Fox engine, it does at the moment, and I have to stress this isn't a demo and could be very early code, Pro Evo and football games in general do tend to change quite a lot between early builds and the final build. However, I'm just basing it on this build. It's sluggish as hell. It's sluggish as hell, and I couldn't get anything going. It doesn't help that the AI that you're playing against is set to quite a high level. You can't seem to change it. And they just ping the ball about, they press you very, very quickly, so you've got no time on the ball, no time to learn, and there's no way of reducing it as far as I could work out. But yeah, it's bloody hard and frustrating.
Referee just gives the throw.
So here again, trying to defend a throw-in with Bayern. Just simple stuff like pressing the square button when the ball's coming in from the cross to head it out. If you don't press it really, really early, it's just nothing's going to happen. Your dude's just going to stand there. I've had situations in other matches where my players have stood completely still and watched as the ball has gone past them. Goalkeepers have stood still. Thankfully, that didn't happen in this match. Moving on again, this is where I try and string a few passes together just to get an attack going. It's really difficult to get anything going.
Tony Cruz.
I mean, there's good stuff about the game too, don't get me wrong. The animation, when it flows, does seem really cool. It's all physics-based this year. And there you go, there's a really nice example of how the new slide tackle system works. Now the ball reacts to the guy's foot, so you can do a gig-style slide tackle, actually slide in and collect the ball with your foot at the same time. It makes for some really nice moments when especially when you're like chasing the player. So that's good, you know. And like I say, when the animation works, it's really nice. There's loads of new animations, just simple shooting, passing animations. The new through balls are really nice. You can actually now hold the through ball button, quickly aim where you're going to pass the ball. A little icon comes up, so you can play some really clever through balls. And you might actually see the computer doing something like that in a minute. Not here, but very shortly. The icon doesn't come up. It's a cool type of pass that you won't have seen in previous Pro Evos. I think this might be it. See, he plays the ball. No, you see the nice finish coming up. It's my fault for bringing the keeper out, admittedly, but that is a nice finish. But as you'll see on the replay, just watch him stand still for no reason there for a bit. I don't know what's happened there. As you can see on the replay, the attacker here decides, it's a nice run, but he decides to play the ball sort of outside the centre-back. My other guys are out of position, but that was my fault. I'm not going to blame the game on that one. And like I say, I did bring the keeper out myself, so it's kind of cool that he did lob me, in fact. But yeah, as he turns, on old Pro Evos, it would have probably gone to the outside of that centre-back to match the guy's run, but it went to the inside, and you can do that quite easily when you're attacking. He grabs the ball and lifts it over nicely. It was a pretty damn impudent finish. Victory or nothing. Don't doubt that. But it's frustrating to lose 1-0 to Santos when you can't get anything going. But what can you do?
I think the danger for them now is fatigue.
So yeah, I tried to kind of resurrect the situation, try to get something out of this game. Pressed hard. Here we go, just knocking it back to Dante there. Yeah, press hard, try to get some passing moving. And to be fair, the more I played, the more I did start to get my head around the passing. But it's kind of like when you're playing online, there is lag. You start to compensate for it. You play a lot of first time stuff. You make sure your button presses are well in advance of when you need to press them. And I must stress, this isn't an online game. I'm playing offline against the computer. So here we go, there's a lovely lofted through ball here. And Tony Cruz brings it down. It's just painful to watch that back. It could have been glorious. But that's why we love Pro Evo, stuff like that. You know, it's always been a football game of great moments, and it had that gone in, even though it hasn't gone in, it's still a great moment, and that's always been the thing that it has over FIFA. So moving into my second match, this is Italy against Germany. There's 4 teams on the demo, the 2 we just seen, and these 2 international teams. And I do a bit better here. Italy, I don't know, they're a team that's obviously better at keeping hold of the ball as it is. As I say, that I just passed it straight out of play. And they have a quick striker in Balotelli and a brilliant playmaker in Andre Pirlo. So yeah, just moving on here. Giaccherini's on the ball.
De Rossi.
Moving it to De Rossi. I started to get into a bit more of a passing flow.
It went out of play.
And this game generally was better, but I'll pick out some moments later on that look normal. But I'll tell you what was actually happening when I was trying to press the controller. Here's just basic passing. You see the passing power bar remains from the previous game. And that's nice. You need to sort of find the perfect weight for each pass. And that still works fine. And it'll be interesting to play it against another person or against the CPU on a lower difficulty when you've got a bit more time and space on the ball. Just so you can just get to grips with what you're doing. Really, there's a load of new tricks on the right stick that I wanted to get to use. You can use them in training mode, but it's difficult when someone's just hounding you straight away. And in these short match times, like they are on this demo, the players aren't going to get tired because I don't think it compensates for the match time properly. So they can just hound you all day, press, and they don't get tired, which is frustrating. But yeah, this is just it's kind of, the game just gets really sloppy and bogged down. You get those moments you used to get in old FIFA games where players, like 4 or 5 players from both teams, kind of congregate around the ball and people start falling over each other. I haven't seen anything of the crazy physics stuff that happens in FIFA, where people like sucking each other off and stuff. That hasn't happened, but it just gets a bit messy at times, and you almost have to deliberately put your foot on the ball and bring it back to normality yourself, which PES 2013 had none of that. That was just a really responsive, quick, flowing game of football. It's the best PES has ever been, in my opinion. And at the moment, and I stress once again, it's a demo, it's an early build, I'm not judging the game. Right, perfect example of what I'm talking about there. I break free with Balotelli in the previous game, and what I tried to do here was cut inside using R2, which is what you do to slow your pace down, to cut inside, to take a shot on my left foot. It just didn't happen. Responsiveness just gone. I started trying to move inside well before I got tackled, and nothing happened, and ended up getting run out of play. So while it looks like a normal passage of play, it was actually really frustrating with the controller. Thankfully, Germany were they seem to be a little bit easier to play against than Santos, which is a bizarre thing to say, but I did manage to get a lot more things going. Yeah, I did. They had a lot more misplaced passes, and it does help when you've got good, strong passes of the ball in your team throughout. So yeah, not a lot happening here. Just general sluggish play to end the half, and that's the way all my matches have been, really. Just a lot of big midfield struggle, trying to spread the play from left to right, trying to use long balls occasionally to break things up, but really difficult to get anything going, and almost impossible to beat a man. That's the real problem I'm having with things, because it just doesn't respond in time. So you get into a one-on-one situation with a fast player, with a skillful player, Ribery perhaps, or Giaccherini, and you just can't move around them at the speed you would be able to in PES 2013, or to be honest, any PES that I can think of, really. You've always been able to move quickly around players, and it may be a case if I play 21 matches on this build, I'll start to move around players, but I've never felt a Pro Evo this unresponsive, ever. And I've played them since ISS Pro on the PS1. That shows how old I am. Let's move on. So there was a good example. That was me trying to play a soft pass into my striker, and I'm going to give the game the benefit of the doubt there because it does give you a lot more control over where you can pass the ball and how hard you pass it. So I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt on that one, but it was frustrating to see the ball suddenly ping out to the right wing, and I just wanted to nudge it into the striker. So trying to get things working, trying to play some nice passing, and here we go, lovely ball in. Guy doesn't move, but Balotelli picks it up. Lovely. Sticks it away. Don't know why they've made him look exactly like Samuel Eto'o when he used to look perfectly like Balotelli in the last game, but whatever. Now, nice goal. Here's what went wrong though. I tried to do a first time cross. I pressed the cross button well before it even got to the ball. Nothing happened. Tried to attack the ball with a header with my striker, or sorry, I should say, I think it was Montalivo in the middle. Again, nothing happened. Now watch this back. I press the button back here, and he takes a touch and presses it, and crosses it, I should say. That's frustrating. Nothing happens here. Thankfully, Balotelli controlled it and knocked it away. So, and you can hear the great crowd roar. I must say the crowd is fantastic already, even in this demo. So that's cool. From there, starting to get a bit more confidence, starting to get a hang of the game a little bit more. Germany knocking it around, doing what they do. I played a few games as Germany as well. Ozil is very nice to play with. He just has better control than most players, as you'd expect. And who else? Goetze as well is a tidy player. But Provo's always done that very well, getting small players who can control the ball well. Have always been integral to building a good side in any Provo, even when it was ISS. And good players and individual players still do feel like they should, you know, like as I said, Pirlo does feel like Pirlo, and he does look like Pirlo as well. Provo's always had that advantage over FIFA, and as much as FIFA might try to get players reacting like individuals, it really struggles, and I think that's a combination of having way too many players in the game from all the different divisions, and them concentrating on the wider match, the way the passes flow. It's just a difference in the two styles of games, but it's something Provo's been doing since like the 90s, and they're very good at it, and they still are good at it. Crossing seems better than last year, even though the heading has trouble with reactions, as with everything. You know, the players will often stand still, they won't react even if you press the button really early. But the general, sorry, I just had to De Rossi's mouth. What the hell's that all about? So I got distracted by De Rossi's mouth. Yeah, the crossing's good. You have way more control over the direction of the cross, the pace of the cross, the height of the cross, which is nice. And hopefully in the final version you'll see strikers really going to attack crosses at near post and things like that. But yeah, sort of wrapping up here, coming to the end of the second game. Great chance there for Germany. Little header on. Those guys don't see what's happening. Balotelli's got it. Beats a man. Beats another man. Balotelli, surely. Oh, God. Balotelli, drunk again. Just go and set some fireworks off in your house and go home. So that's it. Provo 2014, or PES 2014, I should say. The demo out on PSN. Don't think it's there anymore. Should be out on both Xbox and PSN next week. If you like this video, we'll be doing some more Provo videos and a ton of other stuff. Remember to hit like and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace out. Days is that it's so responsive, right? So you've always been able to take on and beat a man. You've always been able to turn quickly when you got players on the ball, even when it was really bad during most of this generation. Here though, in PES 2014 so far, almost everything that I'm doing, it's reacting to almost half a second after, so that's why it's like playing with button lag, right? So As you can see in that clip there, I was really struggling just to get a basic passing.
Now Tony Cruz.
And from here, same thing's going. I just want to get the ball moving, turn quickly. Ended up with a really weak shot from Schweinsteiger just because I couldn't get the ball under my control quickly enough. Now, this is a demo, and there is always a grace period with a new football game, a new Pro Evo, where you have to learn the intricacies, you have to learn the new ways that the animation handles, the new way that the players handle. But having played a lot of PES 2013, and I know they've moved to a new engine this time. This is now on the Fox engine. Yeah? Hey, John Denton from Chet and John's here. Just going to talk you through the Pro Evo 2014 demo that came out on PSN a week early. For some reason, apparently it's down now, but I managed to grab it. So yeah, a couple of matches here, some highlights from them. First up, I'm playing as Bayern against Santos. As you can see, the visuals, they're pretty decent. The crowd is awesome. But I have problems with the game, and I'll talk you through them now. Basically, it kind of feels like you're playing a game of FIFA online with lag at the moment. One of the best things about Pro Evolution Soccer, and always has been, even during their